Hello everyone. Good morning. Okay, so in the last session, we completed our core Java concept, right? Means whatever the core fundamental, the concepts of programming that we have completed. Now you are aware about what are the different data types in Java, correct? Then what is array, what is string, right? Control flow statements like conditional, looping, branching, all these concepts you are aware, right? Now it is time to move ahead with the object-oriented programming principles. And this is the main topic of Java. Like for automation also we need this, right? In Java programming, OOPS concept is all about, some kind of standard that developer has to follow, right? Whenever developer write their code, every time we are expecting what? Okay, there should be data security in our every application. We are expecting, okay, fine, whatever information, whatever data you are going to store, it should be hidden by the outsider. Outside person should not be able to modify that content, right? How you guys are going to maintain that security, correct? How you can access property of one class into another class? In fact, how you guys are able to reuse your script, reuse your code? That is possible with the help of object oriented principle. And this principle in Java will be learning with respect to Java topics, but same principle I will show you in automation, which will help you a lot, okay, to complete your entire framework. So we will discuss all these points practically too, correct? But let's talk about what are the core principles that we'll be learning. So guys, today we'll be starting with core principles of Java, like OOP principles. And this is again common for all the object-oriented programming language. We have encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and data abstraction. There are total four principles available. Okay. So today we'll be talking about encapsulation. Whenever you start, any principle, first of all, what you need to understand is just focus on four questions. Okay. Let's say if the first principle is encapsulation, you need to understand first what is encapsulation, right? The first question, I'll say what is encapsulation. Then, guys, means any principle. Second question, you need to understand purpose. What is the main purpose of that principle? Okay, we have something, why we are using it, right? So you should know that. Third, any real time example for encapsulation. Okay. And the fourth one is what? We need to understand how we implement in Java. If I really wanted to achieve encapsulation in Java programming, what's the way? Correct? How we will able to implement it. So very first guys, we'll be learning in this manner four important principle. Okay. Now we will start with today. First principle, what is that? Encapsulation. Let me tell you, concept of encapsulation is very simple. It is all about wrapping of data and function together into single unit. If you remember, when we wrap any data and function into single unit, what is the concept of this? I mean, we can simple call it as object, right? This is the object structure where we have a data and function which is wrapped together. But if you remember properly, object can be logical, object can be physical. But how you can implement in Java? Without class template, we can't declare object information. Agree? So I can say we need to design a class a template, and within class template, you can describe data as well as the function. Means best example for wrapping data and function together, it can be class, correct? Where you can wrap your data and function together. So what is the main purpose of this? What is meaning like I can keep my data and function together into one unit? What will happen when you keep it inside the one unit, right? The point is, generally in every software application, for every data, we need certain security. Okay, the concept is what? Data you can access only through the function. Got it? But direct data you can't share to any other object. Even though there are two objects available, you can't share direct data to any other object. That's the rule in Java. So mainly this principle will help you for data hiding. Okay. Whatever data it is that you can secure from the outsider, you can hide that data. And guys, it is only for data hiding, not for information, or I will say complete software application internal mechanism hiding. No, It is only for the data hiding or whatever information you are having in the software, you can hide that. So generally, mainly we use for the data security, or you can just call it as data hiding. Third point is what is real-time example. Okay, you can take any example where you can see data and function is wrapped together. Let's take simple example like our mobile. In mobile also we keep our data. Even we are like functionality is also there inside the mobile. And the point is how we can keep it secure. Guys, for mobile you have a password, right? Maybe thumbprint and all. And then only you can simple start that device and you can access your data. So we are able to maintain security for a data, and those data can be operated through those functions only. Agree? Let's say if I have a any, let's say, Gmail account, correct? And in Gmail account, what I did, okay, I have entered some username and I have entered some password. Those detail I can save, even I can make it private, correct? I can keep it secure so that using those credentials, nobody is able to log in, correct? Only I can access my data, right? So we can hide that data from the outside. Why there is a password is always in encrypted format? Because it's hidden, right? So that you should or nobody should crack your password. Very simple. So same point we happen or we have in this Java programming also. So real time example, you can give example like a TV remote, you can say mobile, even the class, which is the best example for encapsulation, where we have a data and function together into single unit. But now here comes the main part. Mainly encapsulation help you to wrap your data or hide your data. Now guys, how we can hide anything in Java? So here comes access modifier. If you remember the rule, we have private access modifier. If you keep your data as a private, automatically that data can be accessible only within that class. Outside that class, nobody can access that data. So concept of encapsulation principle is what? Whatever data you will declare in your class, make it private. Okay. When your data will be private, okay, nobody can access that particular data outside that class. So basically data hiding you are able to achieve by making data private. That's the rule for encapsulation. But guys, encapsulation also refers that, okay, fine, you are making your data private, that is okay. But suppose anybody wanted to access that data. Let's say I am an authorized user and I wanted to access that data. How I can access it? Only making data private, that doesn't mean encapsulation. Behind that private layer, okay, you need to create a public method. So whatever data it is, for those data, you will design some public method. Now these methods are not business logic, means not your functionality. These method related to only and only your data. Got it? So you will create public layer behind that private data and it becomes encapsulation. Guys, one more real time example. Let's take capsule, right? Medicine. You have observed that, right? Within a capsule, what we have? Ingredients through which you are able to cure your problems, right? So both the things are wrapped together, functionality also and the data also. And that is called encapsulation. Very simple. So mainly 4 points you need to remember. What is encapsulation? So it is a process where you can wrap data function together in a single unit. Mainly encapsulation uses for data hiding. Real time example, it can be class, it can be capsule. You can tell anything, right? And how we can implement in Java? Remember, write your data as a private data and declare your method as a public method. And it is possible with the help of getter and setters in Java. Remember how we can make a method public? You can just declare getter setters method inside a Java. So guys, what is this getter setters? How exactly we can make a data private and how we can design the method as a public? Let's see that. But remember, this is the main concept that you need to understand, because whenever, let me give you or let me relate this example with your automation, okay? So guys, you might aware that in automation, we have a design patterns to follow whenever we start designing our framework, correct? And in that design pattern, which is called page object model, correct na? So when you write a page object model, automation concepts are what? Like whatever page element you wanted to automate. Let's say there is a login form and I can see there are two text boxes, one password button is there. What I can do in page object model, those elements which I wanted to automate, I can identify those elements and then I can keep it as a private element. So in page object model, mainly we follow this principle, encapsulation. We can make web element as a private, and to work with those web elements, let's say if there is a text box, I wanted to send some data to the text box. Those functionality we can make it public. Got it? So page object model, which is a very popular design pattern, and the design pattern, we need to follow this encapsulation principle. So this is the best example which we are going to like this concept we will be implementing in automation. But before that, we need to understand here only Java related concept. Okay, what is encapsulation? How we can hide the data? What is getter setter? And how anybody other, let's say any authorized person, can access this data. So the concept is very simple. If I am authorized person, how I can access? I can access only through this public layer. Even though I'm authorized, I can't directly make the change in data because data is private. Okay. So you need to communicate with the public method. Public method will communicate with the data. Whatever result is coming, right? Then you are able to see that result. This is the flow that we have to follow. Okay. So let's consider. So we have just completed up to this part, right? I will be creating now, let's say one more interesting package and we will continue our journey in that, right? So this is our fourth week. Let me just create a package, com dot week 4, and let me follow the same week 4. And there I'm writing this, okay, OP encapsulation. Okay. And please understand every principle because again, this is a hot topic for the interview. Many participants, they have, question based on the same. So in interview also, people will ask you a lot of questions. Let me give you first demo. What is encapsulation? Focus. So I'm just creating my class, encapsulation demo class, and just have a look what exactly we are trying to do. Okay. Now, guys, this is my main class and where I can execute the code, right? But consider on the top of this, I'm designing one more class. Okay. Let's say employee. And in this class, I'm having some element. Okay. I'm writing employee ID, which is 101. I'm writing string name and let's say name is Saran. Okay. And technically, this data I wanted to keep as a private. Only admin can access the ID and let's say name of the employee. Or there is a one more element, let's say salary. Hmm? Salary also I can see as a admin. And suppose salary is 70, let me just write 78,000. Okay. Suppose this is the salary, whatever it is. Now I just wanted to keep this data as a private data. Means nobody should access this data, even nobody should modify the data. But suppose if I don't keep, if I don't make a private, by default, if you don't write any access modifier, data will be default. Agree? So default data we can access everywhere. We can print it. Even we can modify the content of that data. So just have a look. First point, if I just write normal data, and let's say I'm just trying to create some method also, example public void, and let me write a simple show method. So show method will show the data. Okay. So I'm just writing here, okay, that employee details are, okay, and here I'm trying to print, let's say employee name or employee ID first, and here I'm trying to print that ID. Next line, I'm trying to print name of the employee, okay, employee name, and then I'm just trying to print the name. And third, I'm trying to print the salary, employee salary, okay. And what I want, let's say nobody should update this data. But what is the problem? If current data, we don't put any modifier, it is available. Okay, it is available outside the class also. And guys, in Java, there is a simple rule. When you declare any class, and from that class, if you wanted to access anything, any data, any method, you need an object. Correct now? So what I'll do in this example, let's create a object of employee. If I come to the second class, which is our main class, right? Demo. And there I'm just going to create a object. Okay, E1 is equal to new. Okay, E1 is equal to new. And again, constructor. Great. Now what will happen? I can call a data, right? I can just call that show method and I can print the whole data. But even currently data is accessible, so I can modify also. So what if I am not an authorized person, I should able to see the information, right? But I should not able to modify. But in this case, if data is available for me, I can modify. Example, now I'm writing, okay, fine, even.id, and I wanted to set IDs to 01. Previously it was 101, but now I'm modifying the content. Let's say I wanted to modify name also, right? So I'm just writing even.name and there I'm writing, suppose, let's say this is, okay, let me write Sarah, right? So I have just updated the name and this is totally wrong. We should not able to update that information, right? Means in this code for employee class, we don't have a data security. That's the reason we can easily create an object. We can easily modify the content of that particular class. At this moment, if I call again even dot show method, then you will see the updated result. Okay, just have a look. So if I run, first of all, you will get the older detail. When you change, now you are able to see that two things which are updated. ID got updated, name got updated. Means in this class, there is no security. That's the reason through object you can call everything and you can modify. But now, as per the rule of encapsulation, encapsulation means in a simple term, remember short definition, okay? Encapsulation, it is actually equal to private data plus public method, okay? This is a simple definition that you need to understand. This is what your encapsulation. Okay, how we can make a data as a private and why to make a data as a private? Because private data can't be accessible outside the class, okay? Means when I say, okay, name is also private, salary also private, okay? Now, these three variables are private. As soon as you write as a private variable, you can see you are getting error here. Java says private data even, you can't even visible, you can't even observe, even you can't even modify. Here you can see what the error I'm getting in Java. Java says, see the employee.id, it is not visible. So we are not able to see that, right? Because this is not available. So currently, immediately I'm getting the error here. I can't see ID, I can't access name outside that class. And that's the reason I can just call a method. Method is just displaying the content, right? So I can see that ID, I can see the name, I can see the salary. But I can't modify the content of that particular class. Got it? So first thing, using private, we are able to hide the data. Now nobody can modify it. That is a great point. But again, there is a one more point. What if I am an authorized user? As an admin, now I wanted to provide some increment to my employee, right? So as per the management decision, I will be adding some salary now. I'm trying to increment the salary. But what will happen? If data is private, again, I should have access because I'm an authorized user. In that case, guys, how that authorized person also can able to modify the data. Even I can't directly call here, even though I'm authorized user. So there is a rule. If you wanted to access that private data, and maybe in case you wanted to modify that private data, then Java says, please create a public layer behind that private data. And that public layer is only and only for the data. That is called getters and setters method in Java. Now, guys, meaning is very simple. Setter will help you to set the data. Getter will help you to get the data. Now, let me help you with this setter and getter. What happens? See, initially, I declare a variable integer ID, correct? And we have one more variable, let's say string name. And one more variable, which I have written integer salary. Now, for these three variable, generally methods are only for the variable, correct? So when I say setters method will actually help you to set the data, remember. and we have getters. Getters will help you to get the data. Okay. So these methods are capable to set the value to these particular variable, right? Which are our instance variable, and getter will help you to get the data from that particular variable. So the point is every setter method starts with set prefix. Means how exactly manually if I wanted to create, how I will design the method. See, I have to write first public. As per the rule, method should be public. Okay. Then I'm writing, okay, public void, and the method should start with set. Then whatever your variable it is, apply camel case format. If I wanted to attach your ID, I will be writing I capital and D small. Set ID. Here in the bracket, what is the type of ID? Integer. Then I will share integer ID. Means I will accept some external ID from the user, and this is currently local, right? Local data I wanted to assign to the instance. So do you remember the rule? Whenever variable name are same, how we can differentiate local with instance? We can use this keyword. Then I will just write, okay, fine. This dot ID, it is equal to ID. Clear? So this is how I can set this ID local data to my instance data. And this is my method which is ready, which is help us to set the value as a ID value to that ID variable. Got it? So one method is ready. How I can design second method for name? Let's say one more time, same syntax. Public void set name. Okay, name is string, right? So I'm passing here string name. And then I have to write this dot current class object name. It is equal to name. So local name I'm trying to assign to the instance. How you will design salary method? Same way now. Public. I will be writing void set salary. Correct? Here I'm writing integer salary. And then guys, you have to write this dot salary. It is equal to salary. So manually when you create, this is how you need to follow the rule. So this is your setter method which will help you to set the data. What is getter? Getter will help you to get the data. Getter means I just wanted to return the data from those variable. So these method will design with return keyword, and absolutely we need to update return type also. Means if I design for ID, then I will be writing in this manner. Public ID is an integer type, means I will return integer from this method. Integer get ID. Okay, and getter method starts with get prefix. And then I have to just write return ID. Easy. This is method which is help us to return ID from that particular class. Now guys, I will design for name. Public name is a string type to return string. Okay, get name. And this method will return us name. Clear? How I can design for salary? Same. Public int, let's say get salary, and then I will write return salary. Clear? So these are the getter and setter method that you can design in your class. Okay. But guys, in Java, we have another best advantage is what? We are using editor. And in editor, these options are ready-made. Means you don't need to write a manual logic. What you will do, just create your private data. And then let's say I want here to be create that method, right? Then you can just right click. And there you will get option source. Okay. Under source, you will get the option generate getter setter. If I just click, it will ask me for which variable you wanted to generate. For now, I want for all the variable. And then guys, see by default, it is public, correct? So do not change here anything. Just check the check boxes and just click on generate. And see automatically all the methods will, generated here. For every data, we have this public method. Got it? Concept of public method is what? So that if you wanted to modify any private data, only through the getter and setter, you can modify it. Means in our class, what will happen? Previously, private variables are not visible, correct? But if I wanted to update now, We can do that, but with the help of getter and setter. Means I will be calling, let's say set ID. Then I can say, okay, this is the ID for new employee or for the same employee. Then I can say, okay, set name. Previously it was Sarang. Now I wanted to add something more. So I'm just writing Sarang, okay, and let's say Sharma, right? So this is how I'm adding some content to that particular name. And suppose I wanted to provide the increment to that employee. Okay, generally ID and these things we don't update, but this is just an example I'm trying to show you. Now I wanted to set some salary maybe. Okay, salary we can increment, and this time salary becomes, let's say, 90,000, something like this. Okay, now if I run, this will work. Correct? The show method will return you the same updated data. Can you see that? Got it? So in general, what is the concept of encapsulation? It is all about making data private, and behind that private data create a public method, and then only you can access the content of that class using that getter and setter method. Here I haven't called any getter method, correct? Because by default, when you say set, real data will be set to that instance variable only. So even though you are directly calling through the show method, or if you want, you can call it manually through getter. That is fine. So I will just write even dot get ID, get name, get salary. Example, get ID. Then I'm calling here itself. I will put some colon, and here itself I'm calling, let's say, get name. Okay, so let me just call even dot get name, even dot get name. Okay, and again let me call here itself that salary. So even dot get salary. So it is up to you. Okay, how you want it to call. Now if I run, see this. I got this information right. See, clear? So encapsulation, it is a concept of wrapping data and function together into single unit. Now let me give you some real-time scenario. So usually what happen, you have observed that there are multiple application, and application needs some registration process, right? Some application, like after registration only you are able to log in. Then the question is, whenever you see the login scenario, right? Let's talk about login. So generally this is the UI structure, where you can just provide some username or email ID, where you can enter some password, and you will click on the button and you will able to log in. Correct? So what happens here? Suppose I'm having multiple users. Okay. I'm having here multiple users, and every user having their own credential. Absolutely. Let's say this is A user, B user, C user. What will happen in general? A user will first enter his detail, and then only A is able to log in. Correct? And A is able to log in only A's profile. Whenever B user enters detail, then B user is able to log in. Means it is for sure that if there are multiple users, let's say n number of users are there. So you know, developer, they don't write same logic again and again for every single user. This logic is written only one time. Agree? But you can pass your own data, and this logic will work, and then you will see that you are logging into your profile. Means here, every user data is hidden from each other. Are you getting my point? Whatever username, password I am writing, it's hidden from you. Whatever you will pass, that is hidden from me. Correct? So we can say we have internal data security. Agree? But now we need to understand how this logic is developer, they have actually implemented. What and how exactly each and every user, they can just log in, and they can just enter the credential, and they are able to log in into app. We need to understand this part. So if I just create a script for the login page, how it will be? Just have a look. I'm writing here now a separate class. Okay. Let me just write login page. And guys, I will not take a main function. I just wanted to perform page design. So in this page, suppose I will write, there is username. User will enter username. Correct? And second one is password. Now guys, here I will not set any username and password. We will set it at runtime. Correct? So currently, these are the two fields which I wanted to pass. And every user can they can enter their own data, and data is hidden from each other. So I will make it private. Got it? So currently I will declare two variable and both are private. Now I want methods, correct? And these methods are public method. So at this moment I will right click. I will come to source, better, directly come to getter setter, and let's generate a method for both variable. I'll say generate. Great. And we have certain methods now ready. So this is a get username, this is a set username, this is get password, and this is the set password. Clear? But guys, with the help of these method, what I can do, I can log in, correct? Or I can set the data, I can get the data. So here I'm writing my business logic. Guys, business logic means your main functionality. Like in previous example, we have written show. Show is our business logic that I'm trying to show the employee detail. Here, I wanted to perform login. Then I will design public void, let's say, to login. Agree? What I can do here? I can pass some username and password. Then I will say, okay, string username, comma, string password. Whatever data you will pass, that data we are just trying to print, or we are just performing some operation. So currently, I'm not showing you actual logic. So let me just put a message. Okay. So I will just write here, hello. And after hello, I am just writing that username. Okay. You are logged in. Okay. That's it. This is what the message I wanted to print. Okay. So this is what the main functionality. And in terms of development, they will write a logic. Okay. Whenever you will enter, how the validation will happen through the database, right? And they will write a main logic here. But in current example, I'm just trying to show you one simple message. So here my page design is ready. I'm having two variables to set, and these variable I can set and get with the help of getter setter. And even I have business logic means which will perform exact functionality. But guys, how to run this? Please have a look. Now consider I'm creating two separate classes now. One class which have only the design, and now I wanted to execute that design. So I'm just going to create a new class, and you can relate this example with any login scenario. LinkedIn login scenario, Facebook login scenario, Amazon login scenario. There might be possibility you are writing email ID. Here we are writing only username. So let me just write, let's say this is for Amazon, Amazon login test. Okay. And then I will do what? I will create a main function. Okay. Every time, whenever every new user opens that particular Amazon application. Let's say I have already registered, but I wanted to log in. In that case, now just imagine that you are opening that page and you wanted to try to write some detail. What you wanted to write? First, you will enter set username. Second, you will enter password. And third step, you will click on the button. These three steps, how I will design here. Guys, currently which page I wanted to run? Login page. First, I need an object to create. So let me create login page. Let's say this is user one. It is equal to new login page constructor. Got it? Okay. So means we have opened that page. User one has opened that page. Now user one will perform first action. Enter username. Means actually we are doing user one dot internally set username. Got it? Let's say I'm writing here again Sarang. Okay. Sarang is trying to log in. Great. Now Sarang has entered username. Now Sarang has to enter password. So here I'm writing second step. User 2, what exactly user 1 will do? Set the password. Not second user, same user. And then Sarang will enter here some password. Great. And then guys, on click event on that button, whenever user will click on the button, actually we are calling that business logic. So let me call user 1 dot, let's say do login, correct? And in do login, can I pass same username and same password? That means I will be writing user one dot get username, comma, user one dot, okay, get password. Easy. And now what will happen? When you do these three steps, user 1 is able to log in. Just have a look. Means when I run this, I will be able to see that message. Hello Sarang, you are logged in. Easy. Similarly, now there are multiple user. They wanted to do login, correct? So no problem. We are not going to change any functionality or not going to change our logic. Logic remains same. Second user has to create a new object. Example like this, login page. Let's say this is user 2. It is equal to new. Again, I am writing login page constructor. Got it? User 2 will do the same process. First of all, set username. Okay, I'm writing suppose Smita. And then user 2 dot set password. Here I'm writing what? Let's say some password. And then absolutely whenever user 2 perform that click event on that button, we are actually calling do login functionality. And here I'm writing user 2 dot get username, comma, user 2 dot get password. Agree? And in this case, you can see logic remains same, page remains same, but here Smita is able to log. So technically try to understand how the data is hidden from each other. Okay. Here, when I pass credentials for Sarang, only Sarang can able to log in. When I pass data for that Smita, Smita can able to log in. Now here you can see this, but in real time, developer will completely hide this mechanism. There are many things. We can directly hard code the values or we can pass the data from the file. So we will see this or see those concepts in automation. But try to understand the concept. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation will help you to just make your data private, and private data you can access through the public method. So wrapping data function together into single unit, that is called encapsulation. Please tell me, are you clear with the topic or you have any question? Topic is clear. What is this first principle? Mainly it is used for what? Absolutely data hiding. Remember? See, encapsulation is one of the very popular, we can say principle. We'll be learning four. Out of four, this is the first one. Encapsulation means binding of objects, state means data, and object behavior means method together into single unit. So when you create a class, we do the same thing. Inside a class, we declare data and function together. How to achieve in Java? So it says that declare your variable as a private and provide public setter and getter method to modify or view those data. Remember, whenever you wanted to modify the data, you can't directly modify the data, but through the getter setter layer, it is possible. And then this way you can, like data can be accessed only by the public method and thus making private field and their implementation hidden from the outside the class. Okay, you are actually achieving data hiding. So encapsulation is way to hide or to achieve data hiding concept. Clear? So you just need to declare your data as a private and method should be public. Now tell me, is this point clear to all? Or any question? So you need to practice, okay? Anyways, this part we'll be covering in automation also. But here I'm trying to show you the rough idea. What exactly encapsulation it is, right? There is a one more example. Just focus. Consider I'm going to create one class. Let's say book. And for this book, I'm having a one single variable. Let me write private. As per the rule, private and integer, I'll say page number. Okay. And this is the private data. What I wanted to do is I wanted to achieve encapsulation. My rule is very simple. We will accept some input from the user. Okay. Either you can design with scanner or you can directly use compile time parameter passing. I will pass page number and book should return me the related page related to that particular number. But guys, we have certain condition to follow. Page number when you write, let's say book have a index and we have a page number, right? So normally page number begins with 1 to specific page number. Let's say I'm having 200 pages in my book, then 1 to 200, that is a normal range. So whenever I enter that positive number in between that range, I should able to see that message. Okay, this is the page for page number XYZ. But if I enter some negative value, it should not return me anything, right? I should not get any page related to that particular index. Suppose I'm writing zero page number. So zero, in that case also I should get some value that okay, page number is not available or page is not available for this number, something like that. Okay. How you will implement this? It doesn't mean that getter setter means you will just print something or you will just show something, right? If you wanted to write a logic, that is also possible. So please have a look. Now I will write a manual logic. So I have declared private integer page number and this page number I wanted to validate. Example, very first I will create a method setter method, public. Let's say void and I'll say set page number. Great. And in this method, I will read integer page number from that user. Great. Now, whatever page number it is, I need to check that. It should be positive number only, right? And of course, if you wanted to put within a range, that also you can write. Example C. I'll say that if page number is greater than 0, okay? And how we can set the, okay, page number should be greater than 0 and it should only equal to what? Or it should be within that range. Means how you will write a condition here? Tell me. Suppose I wanted to check that, okay, number should be greater than 0 and it should just what? 200 pages. Then how you will test that? Hmm? We can put here and operator. Sorry. Yeah.
Logical operators and
Logical operator. Correct. And logical operator, which operator we can use? In this case, and or case. I wanted to match page number should be hmm,
and operator.
and operator. Okay. Then how we can set the range? Chalo, I will write here and operator. So page number should be greater than 0 and I'm expecting it should be up to that. Suppose let's say 200 pages. Then if I write page number, okay, should be less than 200. Correct? So greater than 0 and it should be less than 200 or less than equal to. That is fine now?
Yes.
Hmm. It should be less than means it will take, let's say greater than 0 means it will start with 1 to 200. So it should be within that particular range. Okay. Then only I will say, okay, fine. It should give me the message like page for this page number. Okay. Let me write page number is available. Okay. Available. Great. And then suppose if you wanted to print that page number, let me print here that positive page number, whatever page number I have sent. Okay. Let me write with the proper variable. Done. So guys, I'm writing a very simple logic. If the page number is within this range, I should have this message that page is available, right? Page for this page number is available. And now what I'm going to do is, or better, you can write in this manner, na? Instead of page number, here in between I can put that, let me put a break, page number. Here I will say, okay, better this page number. So now it is customized, right? Page for page number, let's say 20 is available, right? We are getting some meaningful message. And else, right, if the condition is false, in that case I should get a message that page is not available. So I'm writing page for this page number is not available, right? Or basically you can just pass invalid page number. Better. And there I can put that page number, right? Invalid page number. Better. Okay, so my setter method is ready. Okay, I wanted to create getter also. So public, and we know that getter will return the output, right? So currently it is integer. I'll say integer get page number, correct? And what this method will do, this method return me page number. Okay. So either getter will just return you page number. So if you just don't write here also, what I'm expecting, it should first give me the invalid message, invalid page number, and this will just return the page number. Okay. And that page number we can now print in our output. Okay. So I have just written this particular code for a book. Okay. Let me save. And now let me test this particular program. So guys, I'm creating another class, not a same class. Okay. So just try to practice now from this concept that you are writing actual logic in somewhere else and you are trying to test it through the different class, because this is what we do in automation. Okay. So just try to practice. You can write in one class also, but I'm trying to show you one class is only for related to that book. And now I'm going to test that book separately. So I'll design a new class. Let's say book test, book test. Okay. And here I need a main function. Great. Now let's test it. How I can test? Now please have a look. Very first, I wanted to set some page number and then only I can see some result, correct? But guys, to set that page number, I need to create what? How I can access that method which I declare in book class? General rule is you need to create an object. Agree? So I'm just going to create a book object. Book B1 is equal to new. Let's say book constructor. Using B1, now you can call a method. Let's say set page number. Suppose I'm writing page number 102, okay, which is within a range. Absolutely, it should return me something, right? What I'm going to do, I will just call here and print also that getter method, okay? Because please try to understand, when you set, it will just validate, right? And it will validate, it will put you the or print that message also. But after that, I just wanted to get also, right? Even though if you just write set, you will see currently the result. But let me show you both. Suppose I'm trying to just get that page number also. Which page number is there? And now let's see what exactly it will return. So expected is what? See, I'm getting page number is 102. But guys, if you observe, I'm just getting here 0. Any reason? Why we're getting 0? It should be the same. Just observe where we did the mistake. Can you focus here something? Whenever page number I'm trying to print, but set page number will set the page number, na? I missed that step. Remember? Or got this point? Where we need to set the page number? Whatever page number, if page number is valid, I should set that page number. Can I write here one more step? This dot page number, it is equal to page number. This time you will not see 0. You will see same page number, whatever page number we have passed. Because guys, we missed that, right? We have to setter method will set the data. So I should get the result and I should set the same page number to that page number, which is a instance variable. And then only page number will set. Now please notice one more time. Let me save this code. Again, I'm not changing anything. I'm just trying to run it. Please have a look. So when I pass, okay, when I pass this page number, I got the message that, okay, page for this page number is available. And this is from the getter method. I can see the page number, right? Everyone clear? What if, let's say, B1 dot set page number. Now let me try something else. I'm writing here minus 102. Okay, negative value. What we are expecting in this case, everyone? Let's see which page
Page
number
not
it will set.
available.
Yes, page not available, or in our case, we have written, I think, invalid page number. Correct? Invalid page number. And what you will think, now suppose I wanted to print here, okay, what page number I have entered. Because what will happen? Now just think, if the page number is invalid, it will set the page number. What do you think? See where we did set option or set operation, only if page number is valid. What if page number is invalid? By default, integer value, if you don't set anything, default value of integer will be what? 0. Correct? That means if any page number is invalid, this getter method returns me which page number? 0, because we don't set it, right? So based on this logic, if I run, please have a look. I should have a result. Page number should be 0 and 102 minus 102 should be invalid. Please have a look. This is the previous result and this is now current result. But see what is the problem. It should return me 0. Why it is giving us 102? Okay, because of the previous example. Got it. Better I will comment this. Hmm. Now the scope will be different. Now it will return you 0. See this for invalid only. Yeah. Now you can see accurate result we are getting now. Invalid page number. And this is now you are just able to see 0. Clear? So generally what happened, I'm trying to explain that, okay, you can do multiple things. It's not only that only we are just get the data or set the data. If you wanted to perform any operation also, that is also possible. So concept only you need to remember what is encapsulation, where we can wrap data function together. And actual definition is this. You can see when I open book class, okay, what you can observe here, this is your data and this is your functionality. So data function together when we wrap, that is called encapsulation. Everyone clear? Okay. So this is the point you need to understand. If you have a valid data, you will get the result. If you have invalid data, you will definitely get that default result. Okay. Any doubt here? See, when you try to write a logic, then only you will understand. So I will suggest today only one topic we covered, encapsulation. Just practice all these three programs which I have shown you. Okay, I'm sharing the code on GitHub. And again, one more point. Tomorrow we will see what is polymorphism. So, guys, now this complete week will be talking about object oriented principles. When I start, okay, data abstraction, and when I explain you what is interface, I will be starting Selenium. So I request do not miss the session. Even though you miss, try to cover up by again watching the recording. And in case if you have any doubt, you can connect with me. Got it? Let me save and let me push the code. This is day 17 for Java and not directly this. Let me push through the project. Okay, so whatever modifications we did, let me push it and you can access. Okay, please tell me so far it is clear. What is encapsulation? How you will implement? So just remember the rule, okay? Git commit hyphen m, okay? Java day 17. Yes. Okay, so I share the code. Kindly refer it and do practice. Just try this three program, understand the logic, how exactly we can implement, and real use cases you will understand in Selenium. Okay. In fact, same rule we need in API testing also. Okay. So if anybody aware about API testing, you might know that okay that post call we can create using Pojo class, correct? Which is a plain old Java object. And how to implement Pojo classes? There we follow same encapsulation principle. Data should be private, method should be public. That's it. So this topic will be implementing in two different ways, in two different tools. One I will be showing you through the Selenium. Another approach, real-time approach, I will show you through the REST API test. Okay. So kindly understand for now related to Java. We will see in automation how and where we are going to implement. Okay. So try this all three program just for a practice and understand the rule, understand the topic and only four questions. What is that principle? Main purpose? How to implement and any real-time example. Okay, tomorrow we will continue with the next principle, polymorphism. Okay, no more queries? Yes? Okay, that's fine. Just go through the topic in case if you have any question. Tomorrow also you can ask to me. No problem at all. Okay, great. So let's stop the session. Bye-bye everyone. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.